Good morning, class. If you guys could follow the instructions on the screen, and then we'll get started in a minute. Now that you guys have found a good spot, we're going to start by reviewing some of the things that we did from our last classes. So if you guys can join me in patting or clapping the steady beat, I'm also going to do that on the djembe. This is our steady beat. Make sure we're all doing it. Now I'm going to start by singing some rhythmic patterns that we've learned, and you guys are going to echo after me. Okay? I'll begin first. Ta 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 ta. Ta ta ti ti ta. Ta ti ti ta. Ta ta ti ti ta. Ta ta ti ti ta. Ta ta ti ti ta ta ti ti ta ta ti 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 ta ta ti ti ti. That's really good. I want to make sure everyone's participating because I'm going to be walking around and making sure you guys are participating in this because it's really important. Okay. Keep the beat. This is our steady beat, so we know that rhythm falls within the steady beat. Now, we're going to start going over some of the rhythms that we learned from last class, that new rhythm. I'm going to start again. Tika 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 ta ta. Tika 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 ta. Ta tika tika ta ta. Ta tika tika ta ta tika 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 ta ta tika tika tika. Okay, that was really good, guys. Okay, we can stop now. So, as you noticed, we all stayed together that whole time pretty well. Does anyone have any um suspicions why we stayed together so well during those whole few minutes that we did rhythm together? Yeah, no, that's true. It's very important that we keep that steady beat so we all know when to come in and we know when to cut off as well. That's the point of keeping our steady beat so we can stay together. That's correct. Good job. Now, as I mentioned, that we had learned some new rhythms last class. Does anyone remember any rhythm that we did? We did go over a few in that quick warm-up that we did. Yeah, that's correct. That is one rhythm that we did learn, which is ta. Ta, this is our quarter note. So this, when we keep our steady beat, this is our ta. So it's ta, 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 ta. Now you go. Ta. Yeah, so that's how we feel the beat. And this is our quarter note. You could pat, tap, whatever works for you. Good job. Does anyone remember any other rhythm that we went over? Yeah, that is another one. These are our TTs. So when I say ta, ti, ti, ta, ta, that uses our first one, which was our ta on that last slide, right? Our ta, and then it went ti, ti, which is our quarter note. And then we went back to the two tas that we just saw. Good job. Any other rhythms that we remember? Or, in other words, maybe anything? No? Okay, I'll go to the next one. This is our new rhythm that we learned last class. This is what we call tika tika. So just say that with me. Tika tika, right? It's just two syllables twice. And this is what our 16th notes are made of. Um, this is all of these fit into one beat, right? So when we keep this, when we keep our beat, Keep it with me. Ta. That's one beat. But in the portion that we're clapping or patting, we can fit all of these notes into one. So when I say tika tika, that's all one beat. Same thing with the ti ti ta. Tika 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 tika. It's all one. So good, yeah. And then last but not least, can anyone think of any other beat, or maybe not a beat? Maybe not a rhythm pattern, but just something else that we've learned thus far. Yeah, our rest, our friendly rest. So yeah, those are all the beats that we've learned. Now, with all of our skills that we have thus far, let's get some practice on these. Right? These are all of our patterns. Do we want to go through them again? So we'll start here with our ta and then go tika tika, ti ti, rest. I just want us to go through it one time together as a class. So keep that steady beat internally. So if you want to start patting yourself, and then we're going to say the rhythm together. So ready, go. Ta tika tika ti ti. Ta tika tika ti ti. Okay, now I want to see this side of the room do it. Ready, go. Ta tika tika ti ti. Good job. Now we're going to do this other side of the room. 1, 2, ready, go. Ta tika tika ta. Great job, guys. Okay, now let's do it all together. Keep keeping that steady beat. Don't follow me. Keep the steady beat. Ready, go. Ta tika tika ti ti. Ta tika tika ti ti. Great job. Now we're gonna do something a little more exciting because this is not fun, right? Okay. We're gonna do it with a song that we're all familiar with. What? Here we go. Before I start the video, can I get a volunteer to pass out our rhythm sticks? Yeah, you can go. Go ahead. Okay, now that we all have our rhythm sticks, right? One in each hand. Before we start the video, I know this is very exciting, but I don't want you guys hitting them yet. This is how we're going to keep our rhythm. But first, I have to go over how we hold these. There's one in each hand. Do we need to slam them together? Yeah, no, we don't need to do that. You're going to gently tap them together to keep the rhythm. This is so we don't break them or they don't go flying across the room. We don't want to hurt anyone. Okay, just need to go over that. And if that does happen, we're gonna have to stop the video. I know this is really fun and exciting, but we're gonna have to make sure we don't hurt anyone in the process because that's not what music is about. It's about having fun. And so we're gonna practice some rhythms through this song. Okay. Here we go. Hey guys, 1, 2, ready, start. Ta ta ti ti ta ti 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 tika tika ta. Come on guys, I want to hear you guys. I want to hear you sing. Okay? All right. Ta, he's Be a little more 16th notes in this part. Do let it go. Take it, take it. Good, good. Take it, take it. That was really hard, right? Good job, guys. That was fun. Now, oh, that was really good. I'm glad we did that. We got a little bit of practice in there. Now what we're gonna do is you're gonna hold on to these rhythm sticks. You guys were really good with that. You guys really impressed me in the fact that you didn't misuse them. I'm glad about that. Um, so now with the rhythms that we went over in the video and the ones that we reviewed from last class into this class, we're gonna go into small groups. You can find groups of 3 or 4 of you guys. Um, you can do that really quickly so I can explain the activity that we're gonna do. It's really exciting. Okay. Now that you guys are in groups of 3 or 4, does anyone not have a group? No? Okay, that's great. I'm glad everyone has at least a partner. So, I'm going to hand out some of these cards, right? These are our cards. They're the ones on our screen, right? Okay. Now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna you guys are gonna get a few cards each, about at least 10 per group, and you're gonna come up with rhythm patterns in any order you want. We're gonna make our own here. And you guys can put them down on the ground in any order you want. You and your group can decide. And you guys can do multiple if you'd like. Just 4 cards per exercise, like we did in our activity earlier when I gave you 4 beats, and this is 4 beats as well. And then you guys are gonna put them down on the floor, and you guys are gonna practice that rhythm together as a group. I want you guys to practice coming in together, counting off, and playing the rhythm using your rhythm sticks and singing as well. So, for example, if I'm making my own rhythm and I want the order to be the blue card, which is our TT, right? Our TT. If I want TT to be first, I put that one down. And then let's say I want my Tika Tika to come next. Then I'm going to put my Tika Tika next to that. And then maybe I want another Tika Tika after. Um, so it's, and then I'm going to have Ta at the end, right? You can reuse as many of these cards as you want. If you want to do all Tas, that's okay, but try to use our new Tika Tika if you can. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna count my groove off and go 1, 2, 3, 4. T T Tika 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 Ta, right? Because that's what my rhythm says to do. And we're gonna practice making our own little rhythms as a group. Okay. So now you guys can start making these rhythms with your group. I'll give you some time to do that, and I'm gonna walk around and see how you guys are doing. Okay. Okay, good job, guys. I see you guys are making really good progress with these rhythms that you are creating together. Now, with the rhythms that your groups have created, I want you guys to go to another group and see the rhythm they created, and I want you to go try to learn the rhythm that they made. Yeah, that's really great. I'm hearing some really good things right now. I'm hearing some really good rhythms, and you guys are really together. You guys are counting off really well. Mhm. Now that we've finished our rhythm activity, I want you guys to go sit back down. You could sit in your riser spots if you'd like. Now what we're gonna do, you can leave the rhythms on the ground where they are. I'll get them at the end. I have three piles of um reflection questions I'd like you to um reflect on today. So, as you know, we started our unit reading a book, right? Does anyone remember the book that we read? Yeah, that is true. That's the book we read. It was called That Fruit Is Mine, which, if we recall, it was about how important teamwork was. Oh, let's make sure our rhythm sticks are together. I don't want to hear you playing rhythms right now. We did a lot of that today. Okay. Okay. We're gonna keep them together. One hand. Okay. Amazing. So, that book was about teamwork and how the elephants had to work together to get the fruit like they saw the mice did in that book. So, we did a lot of that today. We worked together to make these rhythms and to practice these rhythms, and we did it all as a class, working together, which was really great. And we modeled what those elephants learned from the mice. And what did they get? Yes, their goal was to get the fruit. So now I have some little cards here for you to reflect on, which has some nice fruit jokes on them. It's like peel back your thinking in reference to a banana. So this one says, what was something challenging about working as an ensemble today? Meaning either as a class or in your small groups. I just want you to write like one sentence or two about how you felt today went. You just need to answer one of them. You guys can come get either a red, orange, or yellow one, whatever one you want to answer. This one says appealing growth, as our orange peels. What is one thing you want to improve next time when playing rhythms together? Or you can pick, if you think you did really well today, you can pick the red one, which is sweet success. What part of ensemble teamwork did you do well today? Yeah, you guys can come and grab these. Don't trip on anything. And just fill that out. I'll give you like 5 minutes to fill that out. And that's the end of our day today together. Yeah, good job, guys. I think that went really well. And I'll see what your responses are on our little fruit sheets. And we'll have a good next lesson together. Well, you guys have a great day, and I'll see you next week.